Good morning and a warm welcome to you. So let's start this morning by waking up, and everybody will put your hands up like this and say, ha! Come on, all of you are supposed to say that. If you can't make noise, do it silently. Wonderful. So how do you feel with all the blood coursing through your veins? You feel happy this morning? So remember, power of generation is a powerful tool that we've given you. Please use it. Okay? The more you use it, the better it will be. And use it as often as you can. That's one thing which you can do to shift into the create mode, no? The moment you use power of generation, that is the first step in getting into the create mode. Okay? So be making sure that you are shifting gears and being in the create mode. All right. So the topic for the day is something known as the problem, and a big problem. And the problem is called problem of success. Because this problem of success happens to people like you and me. You know, people who are successful, or they think they are successful. So what is this problem of success? So what are the various times in your life that you thought, I am successful? You know, when you did your MBA and got your first job, you said, I am successful. Okay? When you did a new program and you said, now I've learned so many things, I am successful. So what is this problem of no problems? You know, when you feel that I have no problem and you feel I'm already successful and you feel that I know and I already know, what is the fallout of that? What happens in life when that happens? You stop listening, stagnation happens, you start growing. Yeah, so there is a sequence it follows. Yeah, success, arrogance, complacency, right? And then disaster after that. That is why they say pride comes before the fall. And the problem with this problem of no problems is that it seeps in very insidiously. You understand? Pata bhi nahi lagta. We don't find out that it's creeping in. Okay? See, the moment you say, I know, you should keep checking. When somebody is talking and your brain says, oh, I know this. This I read in the Gita, this I read over there, this I read over there, this I learned in that program. The moment your mind keeps saying that, please know that the affliction called problem of no problem has started affecting you. Now, it is interesting that I should be saying this to you because you are people who are interested in ongoing self-development. So I do not know what brings you here. Some people come out of curiosity, I suppose, to see what these people are doing in the morning. Some people may be coming to have fun. Some people may be coming so that they can talk to other people. All are welcome, obviously. Some people come with the desire to learn and grow. Right? Some people come with the desire, hey, my life can be better than what it is. So given that we have these people over here, why would I talk to you about problem of no problem? In other words, the problem of success. Do you think it will not hit you? And if it does hit you, how would you know that it has hit you? Because when it hits you, you will definitely stop listening. When you are suffering from a problem of no problem, you will definitely not be interested in what other people are saying. You will be more interested, okay, what am I going to say after he keeps quiet? You will be just waiting for the other person to keep quiet so that you can say what you know and prove to others what you know. That's one symptom of problem of no problems. Okay? So now that I have put enough pointers in your direction, it would be wonderful if you share how does this affliction, disease affect you and what are you doing about it? So let me start with my own sharing. Many years ago, when I went and did the first program, it was called EST. Later on became Landmark Forum. The first thing it hit me was, oh my God, Sukhdeepak, you are a I know person. In fact, I was in such a shock. I came out of the program just saying, oh my God, I know. Big problem of life is I know. Okay. And that was the day I resolved, that I'll keep on exposing myself to different teachers, different learning, or even the same teacher and different learning. And I will not allow this disease to affect me. So one of the reasons why I invest money every year for new learning. Without fail. Sometimes I even go and learn from people who have been my students. Why? Because I don't want to become a person who has problem of no problems. I try and learn from the security guard when I'm talking to him, or from a taxi driver when I'm sitting behind him. I'm not going to allow my curiosity to die, because the first thing that dies when you suffer from the problem of no problem is called no more curiosity. The moment your mind says, I know, are you curious to know something more? Are you curious to know something different? So I know I've told too much. So I'm not asking you a direct question as yet. Now comes the question. How has this problem of no problem affected you? Do you notice it? And if you do, what are you going to do about it? So now I open the floor for people to talk and share and question. Yes, Reddy Garu, good morning. How are you feeling today?
Good morning, sir. Much better. Sir, most of the time, I never felt like that. I know everything. I always feel that I have to learn more, and whatever I know is limited. That's my experience, sir.
Okay, now, do you think that is also a form of arrogance? That I think that I never suffer from this disease? Because you know what happens sometimes, Reddy Garu, it comes in places where you don't even realize it.
Correct, sir. Correct.
We all like to believe that I am not having this problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So look and see in which situation it might be coming. When a worker is talking to you, is it coming? If your children are talking to you, is it coming?
Okay, sir.
So suppose, let us say some person is there, young person talking to you, and they're trying to tell you something, and your mind is saying, no, I know all this. I've been through this in my life. You better listen to me.
Okay.
Isn't that a problem of no problem?
Yes, sir. That's is there.
If somebody wants to have a different lifestyle than yours and you are judging that, isn't that a problem of no problems?
True.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I remember when first, work from home concept started, a lot of the old school people, they had a big problem with it.
Yeah.
They said, no, that is not the way to work.
Yeah.
You have to come to office. If people don't come to office, they'll not work.
Correct.
So they had to agree because there was no choice.
Yeah.
And when they agreed, they were making people's life miserable. In fact, they were all suspecting that nobody is working, so they were giving them double work and double targets.
Okay.
See, it's also a symptom of that disease only, no?
Yeah.
So look into it. Don't jump to this conclusion very quickly that I'm not suffering from problem of no problem.
I said most of the time, sir. I said.
So that is not what I asked, no? When some of the time when it comes, what happens?
Yeah.
That is the question.
True, sir. True.
Do you remember when it comes and what happens?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Can you share that?
Yeah, mostly with my children, sir. I experience that. I think that I know everything, and I'll tell them to follow my way.
Exactly. So what do you lose out of that?
Because I don't listen to them.
I know, but what do you lose? What is your loss in that?
I lose a relationship because I don't trust them I don't believe them.
And what else? What else do you lose? That is even more important. Let me tell you this. What you lose is a fresh perspective to things.
Yeah. True.
You know?
Yeah.
True. If I become arrogant,
yeah,
then I will not be open to listen to different perspectives about how things should be done.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Like about a week back, I realized something. So I threw the floor open to my core group, right? And I kept my great knowledge aside. And a lot of very new inputs are coming, and now we are reinventing a program and relaunching it. It would have never happened. But I realized that that problem is coming up, you know. So if you don't listen, if you are having that problem, new perspectives, new point of view, new ideas, all these things which are different, new people, they see things which you don't see.
Yeah.
Right? We will lose all that.
True.
Thank you. Thank you for starting the sharing. And I'm happy to see you're looking very well, full of energy and all. Great. Congratulations. Yes, Shakti ji.
So I didn't even realize that until you are pointing out. Because after Access, I used to tell that if I start judging people when I'm listening to them, I used to tell that the interesting point of view, I have this point of view. But until you pointed out, I didn't even think about that. But after that, if I'm pondering upon that question in my mind, okay, I'm cutting down those people, sir, from my life. I'm excluding those.
And losing the inputs that they might be able to give you.
Yes. I'm completely avoiding and excluding those people from my life.
Great, fantastic. And not getting the value that they might have to offer to you.
Yes.
Great, thank you. Okay, who else? Please identify in what way this problem of no problem is affecting your life. Yes, Neeti.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody. So correct me if I'm wrong, these default modes, like the topic of discussion today, they come in various different phases. If I am not wrong, at the moment, the phase with which this situation is present in my present day is I am doing a document and I am getting a feedback and I am building it, but the feedback is, where I feel is feedback is stuck on a format, a structure only. And there's no scope for an A dash also. So now I feel hearing you out is because maybe I am the one who is resisting and who feels that I have done it right. Agar A dash bhi usme included hai, ya a smaller A is included and not a capital A is not a problem. So it is probably coming to me in a different form, which I am trying to break through in this session, where.
See, let's break it down. Otherwise, so one thing which I'm hearing from you is your problem of no problem is the arrogance which says my way of doing it is the only right way.
No.
Then what else are you saying?
I have reconditioned my way of doing to meet the requirement. But in meeting that requirement, whether it is 99% or 100%, but 99% is crap is where I am having a problem in accepting that. And where I feel.
Who's deciding that?
The other party.
Whether it's crap or not.
Yes. So I feel maybe that until now, I was thinking that 1% is not so important, but then now listening to this, I feel maybe there is something very important in that 1% which I am not addressing. And I felt that doing 99% also, having come this far, is also good enough.
Yeah. So the fact, if you accept and you give up your I knows about it, what does it make possible for you?
It's breaking me out of a bubble, which is the most important thing. I
what does that make possible?
My mode of seeing and working ahead, but the bubble of it was just a trap bubble. It didn't have oxygen. I was getting suffocated in that bubble, where I didn't know how to break out of it. Since yesterday, I was in that situation.
And now?
And now I am being able to break out of it, that every 0.0001% is also important. And to open my awareness to it, in that 0.0001%, it can be a make or a break.
Also, maybe that's very important for the person whom you're working with.
Completeness, a full completeness.
Whatever. See, two things. What does it give to you? And what does it give to the other person? What it gives you is a better ability to serve someone. Okay. What it gives you is the willingness to question your approach and say, okay, look, could there be a better approach? Right? Definitely. I mean, I'm hearing you say it in different words. I'm saying the same thing in different words. Right? And what you said, I'm in the bubble and I'm feeling suffocated and all that. That means that you don't experience freedom. What does it mean? I mean, suppose somebody like me who doesn't understand this metaphorical language, how would you explain it to me? I am feeling trapped in a bubble and I'm feeling suffocated.
Yeah, that is there. But then it is a condition that came out of a feedback. I wasn't in that condition. I was in a space of freedom and expression. And suddenly, I think very dramatically, a much larger milestone was thrown on the way. So the whole thing put me into that bubble.
Okay. So now the realization does what to you?
It's giving me a fresh approach.
And what does that give to you? The fact that you have a fresh approach, what does it make possible in your life?
It's taken away the fatigue in me.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, it instills a lot of fatigue. All this instills a lot of fatigue. It's just in a moment that fatigue has left and my mind is getting fresher to look at the task on hand.
Okay. Now, do you know where that fatigue comes from? From your resistance.
Yes.
So there's something which you were resisting. It's very interesting that behind every resistance is a judgment, and judgment is what? It's a kind of subtle arrogance, right? So the people who are successful, they are more judgmental. They say, look at this fellow, what does he know? I know, Are you getting it? See, the other day, two people whom we very well know, they had an interaction and one person lost a great opportunity to benefit because he was coming from, I know, this fellow is a hustler, he's trying to sell me something. Are you getting it? That's that arrogance.
That is what I feel, that now the default modes come in a totally different phase, in a totally different way, and it is very difficult to identify that this is a default. वो एक चावलों की थाली में एक छोटा सा सफेद कंकड़ किधर है?
That is the worst one.
That is the worst one.
Because it is so insidious, one after the other they creep in.
वो पता तभी चलता है जब दांत टूटता है.
Exactly. When you, abhi dekho, the example which I give you is a very overt, blatant one. Anybody can see the arrogance over there. Okay? But I bet with you, if I talk to that fellow, he himself will never see it. He'll say, इसमें क्या है? मुझे पता है. मैंने इतना experience किया है. I know. I mean, मुझे पता है. मेरे को ऐसे बहुत लोग मिले हैं. I've met this. I mean, everybody is trying to sell me something. Okay. The possibility that I don't have to buy anything, but I might learn something in this, I might get some new ideas in it, that completely got lost because of that fellow's attitude of what is that called? Problem of no problem, or problem of success. Or let's call it the arrogance of success. So you very rightly identified it. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great. Vetri, good morning, sir. Hello. By the way, just one quick question. We have one gentleman by the name of Sanjay S. And he comes very often, and I'm trying to figure out who he is. So, Sanjay ji, Sanjay S., may I ask you to unmute your video and at least introduce yourself to us? We are very happy to have you with us. But I'm quite curious because I don't know you. I know almost everybody on this call. We've been working together for more than, I think, a year. So, Sanjay, may I ask you to introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, all.
Good morning.
I am Sanjay Somani from Udaipur.
Right.
Arvind said, introduce me about yourself, and I liked about the session, and I started joining that. I am from Secure Meters Udaipur Limited.
Okay. Fine. Very good. Have you been through my program there in Udaipur?
No. Last week there was a program, but I had some other personal commitments, so could not join that.
Okay. Very good.
So next time I will try that.
Definitely. Most welcome. You are welcome here every morning. So you are
thank you,
sir. Anyway. All right. Thank you. You can mute yourself now. Yes, Vetrivel.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, all the lovely people. Before getting into the topic, before giving my share, I would like to take a minute to say something which is in my heart. Today, as per Indian mythology and now culture, it is called Guru Purnima. So it is a day where we worship our Guru, or we offer our gratitude to Guru for all great learnings. So on behalf of all of our members, I offer love and respect to you. Thank you very much for whatever you do for us.
Why are you converting me into Guru?
I didn't say that. And for one of the perspective from a great person, he says, who is Guru? Guru is the person who throws light on experiences and growth not yet experienced, not on appreciating the things. And also they say another word, he is not here to give solace. Like, okay, whatever doing is good. So right from the day one, I'm analyzing the topic in our EMC discussion. Nothing is been given to solace or appreciate that whatever the 5% of consciousness we are doing. We are always addressing that 95% of unconscious which is behind us, where the true success lies or where true power lies. Today topic also, if I link with that, what we are living with life is torchlight. Somebody comes and puts light. Oh, this is a big room, and everywhere I can see. I have been seeing only through this torchlight. This is the problem which I see, sir. And that is the reason why, I don't know, before 68 years, somebody got this and they put name to you as Sukhdeepak. Thanks for switching on this light. So we have small torch in hand. We live our own stupid life. And with just preambles, of course, we are discussing. I understand this is completely into subconscious mind. And thank you for opening that door to understand. Thank you very much.
Yeah, what about your problem of no problem?
That's what I already gave 95%. This is like, I have to just keep shut and look around and I have to start doing it.
Okay, I am trying to process that information. Thank you very much for sharing it. Okay, so is there anybody else who's realizing how, in what way this problem of no problem or problem of success?
Can I?
Yes, of course.
Can
Ashok ji.
First one about Guru Purnima. Practically each one of us here is a Guru. Guru means somebody who shows you the path, somebody who is interested in your well-being. Guru, not necessarily Guru mean with a chadi is hitting you and making you sit. He is not a drill teacher or a military teacher. Guru is somebody who is interested in your well-being and time to time tells you time to time tells you and guides you. So to everybody, thanks a lot for being here for more than 450 times. That means a lot. That means a lot. Secondly, there is something like known as a habit. Now, habit and default mode are two, I think they go together.
Yes.
I cannot sit for a work unless I've taken a bath. I cannot sit for a work unless I dress properly. Now, it's a default mode, but yes, it makes psychological preparation for a person to start a particular work. So I don't think that it is something of a default mode or something wrong about it. For taking my case, I've been always working from the office. And even now, if I go to the office, I am able to attend 25 different jobs simultaneously. If I sit at home, then the attraction or the attention goes to so many other things. And that those 25 things cannot be attended in 2 hours. So I think we have to give some credit to the habits.
Wait. This is beautiful. Nobody said that all habits are bad habits. Are you getting me?
You said there should not be a habit. We should not have a habit of something.
No, that is something which you are hearing. Good habits, thank God. Otherwise, you will not brush your teeth also. But listen to the other example you gave. Your default mode is that you can concentrate on 25 things only when you go to the office.
Sit at that table. So do
you understand? So the office defines whether or not you can concentrate on 25 things. In my opinion, it's a limitation.
Yeah, sure.
So suppose you are flexible enough and say कि office हो ना हो, park में खड़े हो या कहीं भी हो, I have the ability to do my 25 things if I want to. Then your will is more important than your habit. See, I have not got anything against habits. I am a proponent, and if you've been with me long enough, I'll tell you, long time ago, I read a book written by Mr. Og Mendino. He says, as a human being, I'm a slave of my habits. So if I'm going to be a slave of my habits, I will form good habits and become their slave. Okay. Now let us go a little bit beyond that. If I'm only going to be doing things 99% of the time due to habit, where is the creation going to come from?
Where is the creation?
So when I say get out of the default mode, it doesn't mean कि भैया आपके जो संस्कार हैं उनको छोड़ दो. But choice होना चाहिए ना. For example, I'll tell you, my late wife had this problem कि भाई सुबह उठ के 6 बजे उठ के washing machine करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है, वो करना है, वो करना है. Now suppose like there was, I tell you, it's a practical example. Like my son had met with an accident. The second one कि फटाफट hospital जाना है. All right? She was just not able to get ready, you know. So I said, तुम बैठो घर पे, मैं जा रहा हूँ. And she got very upset कि तुम लेके नहीं गए मुझे. Because she is not willing to give up her routine only, you know. अभी रुको, मुझे ये कर लें दो. अभी रुको, मुझे नहाना है. अभी रुको, मुझे ये करना है. मैंने कहा भैया इमरजेंसी है, छोड़ो सब कुछ, जैसे हो चलो. So the habit is so strong that person becomes so rigid. Sometimes there is a need to give up that rigidity, है ना? For example, I'll tell you, हम लोग फौजियों के बेटे हैं, जूता पॉलिश होना चाहिए. Okay?
True.
Now we went. Sometimes you go out, you know, you're going for a meeting or suddenly you go for a party. On the way, your juta got splashed. Okay? You go in the hotel before you go for the meeting. You're looking for a place कि भाई जूता कैसे साफ होए. नहीं हुआ साफ. ठीक है? You have to go to the meeting and you're sitting in the meeting and your whole attention is on बड़ी जूता गंदा है. कोई देख ना ले मेरे जूते को. Are you getting what I'm saying? Practical example of. For example, my dad would always say, अपनी मूंछ को trim किया करो. तो मूछ को ट्रिम करते थे. So one day I went for a meeting, my mooch was not trimmed, and whole time my attention is, oh shit, yeah, I have not trimmed my mooch. What will people be thinking about me? That's the problem with the default mode. Nobody says don't have good habits. See, so we have made certain habits कि भाई office में ही काम होगा, घर पे नहीं होगा. For example, as a trainer, I used to always feel कि good training can be only given face to face, you know. And for years, companies were telling me, sir, online karo, hum aapko studio bhi denge, we will give you everything you need, you come and do. I said, no, I don't believe in all these things. That was an arrogance, no? When the COVID came, I had to do it. And in the beginning, I was so uncomfortable. Niti and all, they were there in the first SQ program that I did. That was the first time in my life I did an online program. But slowly now, I've become more flexible, right? More adaptable. I will not be adaptable if I'm rigid, and I'll be rigid because I'm arrogant. I'm arrogant because it's comfortable for me to say, "Ah, मुझे पता है." See, जहाँ पर मेरे को I know है ना, मैं उसी दायरे में सीमित रह जाता हूँ. You know, the areas where I say I know, I will restrict myself only to that arena. I will not want to come out of it only. I'll give you a practical corporate example. Okay, one very big company, American company. Their CEO was a technical expert in a particular field. So he was heading that company. Okay. Now, one day the company said, we must do diversification. And it is sensible to do diversification if it is totally diverse. So if there's a slump in your market, at least that other business will not have. So they hired this very expensive resource. And he was called Vice President, New Projects. Okay. And whatever new project that fellow would give to the chief, that fellow said, ye nahi karna. So at one point of time, this fellow came with a project to manufacture ATM machines. At that time, it was a huge market. You know? Now, those days, I was conducting training in that company. So this fellow came and told me, sir, dekho, this is a foolproof project. We've got the money, we've got expertise. Everything we can manufacture it. This fellow is not saying, yes, will you please do some mediation here? मैं कहा बेटा तेरे सामने तो बात नहीं करूंगा मैं उससे. So I spoke to the boss. And then you know what he tells me? He says, I know nothing about it. How will I manage it? Are you getting the point? Because he never knew anything about it. He's not allowing it to happen. Of course, you don't know anything about it, yeah? But you can hire people who do. But he's not open to that. So I had to spend 1.5 hours telling him, listen here, these Birlas and Tatas and, you know, Ambanis, they have not reached the peak because they know everything. They have the openness and the humility to hire people who know more than them. They don't suffer from problem of no problems. They can always say, हमको सब कुछ पता है, हम किसी से कुछ नहीं सीखेगा. These people don't become billionaires. They'll stay small because their thinking is small, no? They are not bad people, sir. It's just that they don't realize कि ये बीमारी लग गया है उनको. Does that answer your question, sir? And I hope many others understand because of your good question. Thank you, sir. Anything else you'd like to say? Mute हो गए आप.
There is a very thin border between a habit. For meditation, why we sit in a particular position? Why can't we lying something and doing meditation?
That's the right way to do it, no?
Yeah. So the right way of doing it, certain things, is also you can say default mode or.
So now you have brought up that, I'll tell you something about that also. See, some people can get into meditative state only when they are alone in a room. There is no distraction here. All right. Or when they go into the life, they are the same old reactive resisting beings. The ultimate, who's a master? If you are in a meditative state as you go through normal life situations also, isn't it? So mastery achieve karne ke liye, you have to go through certain rigorous training. Otherwise, you'll never reach that state. But the real mastery is that even if you are not in that state, you can be in a state of meditation. Na? So हम उस state की बात कर रहे हैं. That's what we want to reach. We have to go through the phases. So coming back to the problem of no problems, because today's topic we are not talking about habits. We are talking about problem of no problems, which means when I think I have no problem, then I am becoming arrogant. I stop listening. I stop wanting to learn. I'm not curious anymore. And I am saying कि ये बड़ी insidiously, चुपके से, चूहे की तरह it kind of comes inside. We don't even know कि हो गया हमको. So today's session, I'm asking, let us identify कि किस तरह से ये बीमारी मुझे लगी है, and then what we can do about that. Okay?
बहुत तरह से लगी है. Practically, working, then talking, even treating, सब जगह पे ये limitations है.
हम लोग rigid हो जाते हैं ना, फिर
rigid हो जाते हैं. Sure.
देखिए, if अभी उस दिन का example ले लीजिए, I'll not go into the details of it. You remember things you were not very happy, and I asked you. You said I'll tell you later, and then you told me also. Right?
Yes.
It's not about arrogance or something. It's like because you are used to certain, it should happen in a certain way or not. It's not happening. Right? For certain amount of time, you are not getting fully involved. Na? Physically, आप थे, mentally नहीं थे. Because now what happens is कि when we are suffering from this disease, वो जो flexibility होती है, वो खत्म हो जाती है.
वो चली जाती है.
Right? That is why youngsters and बच्चास are more flexible than we are. हम लोग जैसे जैसे बड़े होते रहते हैं, हमारी flexibility खत्म होने लगती है. क्यों होती है? Because we know everything.
Experience.
हाँ, सब कुछ मालूम है, करके देखा है, हमको पता है ये बॉटल है, तो क्या इसमें क्या बात है? बच्चा बॉटल को ध्यान से देखेगा, ये ग्रीन क्यों है, इसमें ये दाग क्यों है, ये नाम यहाँ पे क्यों लिखा है, इसमें रिफ्लेक्शन ऐसा क्यों आ रहा है? All that curiosity finished, no? So that's what. Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hanji Gunan Babu.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I just wanted to add into this conversation, there's a term used, lifestyle. So I used to get confused with my lifestyle, the way I am living my life with a certain habits or certain way of taking action. So as you rightly mentioned that we are so fixed with our lifestyle, we don't look for the new perspective. And then we think this is my habit, though it's my lifestyle with the fixed perspective, and I don't look for the new perspective to change my perspective.
And what is stopping you is a kind of subtle arrogance that is there, na?
True.
Okay, my way is the correct way. Baki sab big.
Correct.
And very interesting thing, there's certain people who do not fit into your that standard. You will not even listen to them. आप बोलो ये कैसा अटपटा आदमी है. To give you an example, हमारे एक दोस्त हैं, he was a professor, very smart, very witty, very great guy, engineer from IIT. Then he did his, philosophy. He majored in philosophy, and he became a professor in St. Stephen's College. Okay, but he definitely from any side doesn't look like a professor. He doesn't dress like a professor. He doesn't talk like a professor. So once he came for dinner at my house, and afterwards my late wife, she asked me, "Ye Chichora kaun hai? Why do you make friends with such people?" I said, don't you know he's a professor of philosophy from St. Stephen's College? She said, "Hey, I'm sure कि वो नकल करके पास हुआ होगा. He must have done cheating and passed. Such a fellow, how can he be a professor?" Do you understand how that? It's a kind of bias, na? Which comes from a sort of arrogance, like कि भाई इसी तरह होना चाहिए. I know some people will say, "अरे मैं तो लोगों के चाल ढाल से बता दूंगा वो कैसा आदमी है." Maybe right, maybe wrong. Right? But if I'm going to exclude, now don't you notice that there is a connection with what we call as the judgment over there? The more successful you are, the chances are the more judgmental you might become also. That arrogance which comes, that humility is gone, the curiosity to know a new person is gone. Even this curiosity कि मैं इस आदमी की खिदमत कैसे कर सकता हूँ? How can I serve this person? वो भी नहीं रहेगा, क्योंकि वो हमारे दायरे में आता ही नहीं है ना. ऐसे छिछोरे लोगों से हम नहीं बात करते.
I think I have this habit, sir. I have this problem of no problem.
Well, we all have it in different ways, you know. ये कभी खत्म थोड़ी होती है. That is one of the reasons, believe me, I spend so much money every year learning from, because one of the things is if you can go like, you know, with submission and say, all right, I want to learn something. First is you'll start listening and you'll drop your arrogance, because otherwise you can't listen only. You'll notice that listening is affected immediately. The moment, you remember we say right, wrong, good, bad, comparing, उसने ये बोला था तो ये ऐसा क्यों बोल रहा है ये वो. It's a sure shot sign that I'm in a state of, you know, problem of no problems. See, we have to have some thermometer to measure how much temperature we got. So here, let us not even judge ourselves, you know. हम होते कौन है किसी को जज करने वाले? Who are we to judge here? We are not God, right? Which includes we should not even judge ourselves. Just notice, okay, this is what I'm doing. Now what? Remember I say, now what, so what? So what, now what? ठीक है मैं कर रहा था, अब क्या करना है बोलो? So this was something I realized long time ago, and I have a built-in system of, you know, making sure that I don't get into that. And जब मुझे निशान नजर आता है, जैसे अभी हफ्ता पहले मुझे नजर आ रहा था कुछ गड़बड़ है, so immediately I put it to you guys. I listen to some feedback, and then we are operating in a different way. Are we not? That would have not happened. I started saying, oh, this disease is coming back to you, Sukhdeepak ji. Wake up. Who the bloody hell do you think you are? Thank you. Yes, Vetri.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, one quick share. I'm getting one more perspective or a kind of insight about the problem of no problem. It is, in another way, I have a problem, but I made friend with that problem, and I go and tell the whole world that I have no problem. And somebody comes and knocks you to your head and saying, hey, stupid, you're living with a problem, and you say no problem. Oh my God, is it like that? That is what the concept of problem of no problem. Sir. One live example which I want to tell, I used to talk to a lot of people, elders. One guy is serving food from the mess to the bachelors. This guy is serving every day, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, he comes and serves the food. And he is doing it for 32 years in Dubai. And his economic condition, by look, you can understand it's very poor, but he is doing it 32 years and he seems to be saying that I have no problem. And if we really understand that what he is doing is also a problem, he has to see with open mind that there are plenty of opportunity here, living in a land of opportunity. But he himself convinced that his problem is no problem and he is happy with the problem. That is where the problem comes. It is not problem of no problem. It is making friend with the problem and living happily with the problem.
See, what it does is it doesn't even make them realize that there is a need for any improvement. You know, see, you may be very good, yeah, but does it mean you cannot be better than that? I mean, is there any area in your life which you cannot enhance and increase? So that's the first thing that they lose. No, the arrogance makes them lose any more learning in their life, any more growth. And the law of nature is if you don't grow, you will stagnate. And if you stagnate, you will decline and you will deteriorate. So that is why people get, and it physically affects the body also. Right? Now that I'm 69 years old, by the way, small correction to you, and I'll be 70 in January, right? More and more I'm becoming conscious. The more I see, first thing you have to keep alive is your mind. First thing, you don't let that arrogance say, I cannot learn anymore. I'm not going to lose. I'm a very curious person. I want to know about everything. Sometimes people get irritated with me also. Why do you have to know everything? Because I do. Thank God they could not kill that till now. They tried their best to kill it, but it didn't work. Thank you, Vetri. Yes. So is there anybody else wants to say anything or ask anything or share anything? Anything that you're realizing about your own default, your way, or your problem of no problem? Do you have it? Anything at all? Okay, so good. That brings us to the end of today's session. And wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary people. So nice to have you on this great Buddhu Purnima day. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful life. God bless you all.